unconscious level of the mind. The unconscious level of the mind is really interesting. This is the part of our mind that we usually don't have conscious access to, right? This is the level of the mind where archetypes and symbols are the primary language that the unconscious mind speaks from, right? But it is also where our core beliefs are stored, okay? Because our beliefs are part of our core programming. It's like a huge impact on how conscious and subconscious mind experiences reality, right? So we talked a little bit about the subconscious, and some of our new beliefs actually are stored there for this lifetime. But this is where like our primary belief patterns get stored, right? And this can be themes that carry over from past lives as well, too, right? That's why it can be incredibly difficult sometimes during the healing process, where you're not really sure where something even comes from, because it could be coming from a past life experience where you've got a core belief that's still stuck in your unconscious mind that you're not really aware of, right? So think of the unconscious mind as your primary operating system. So it's your OS, right? On the mental level, this is where our core beliefs are stored and taken from all our past lives, as I said, and this is what's carried with you from one life to another. On the emotional level, the emotional wounds and the repetitive emotional reactions are stored here, right? So those wounds kind of that we can't get rid of and we keep repeating over and over again in our behaviors, right? And how we emotionally get triggered or something, that usually stems from the unconscious mind here. Again, which is really why it becomes difficult for us to be able to do some of the healing, because you may not even be aware of it. You have to do a lot of work to be able to access the unconscious mind. And your dreams is one of the ways that this actually happens. So when you're going through your dreams, and it's a really good tool or exercise for you to be able to start writing down your dreams, because your dreams are trying to talk to you from the unconscious mind, or it's really like your higher self speaking through the unconscious mind through the language of symbolism and archetypes, trying to get you to understand wherever the imbalance might be and what needs healing, right? So you have to kind of work with yourself to understand the language of symbology that your higher self is trying to speak to you through your unconscious mind. And then there's one other thing. There's two types of unconscious mind that we need to be aware of: the personal unconscious and the collective unconscious mind. So we talked about that a bit in Who Runs the World in part 1. What we're really talking about is the unconscious collective and personal mind, right? That collective unconscious mind. Because again, it's not really like the world is aware of what's happening on some collective level. No, this is running as a program. Remember, like I said, this is an operating system, right? So you're not really aware. It's just like your computer. It's in the background. But if you're running OS, Microsoft, or you're running, Mac, or you're running iOS, or you're running Android, that's going to determine the other programs that you have and how you're going to experience reality. And so there is an unconscious level of mind at the personal level that you have. And then there's an unconscious level at the collective level of mind, which is operating as an OS for the entire collective, right? Our personal unconscious is directly connected to the collective unconscious mind too. Right? So they're not really separate. Our unconscious mind is kind of pulling from belief systems and programs from the collective unconscious mind as well, right? And in addition to that, our dreams can access this part, like I said, through, our mind accesses this part through our dreams. And we can also do it through meditation, which is why meditation is such a great tool that everybody should learn how to be able to do. But you can start to see, as we piece all of this together, how this all works and how it is really programming our lives. And it's interesting as we go through all of this, because you'll start to see how free will, right? You start to be able to meditate and contemplate about how much free will do you really have? How much will are you actually I guess, expressing, right? And it's probably far less than you might think, right? Because you're really running all these programs from the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, down into the conscious mind, right? There's a vast amount of information that is stored within the unconscious level of the mind that, again, would be too much for the unconscious mind to become aware of instantaneously. That's why there's all these separations. Metaphysically, that's what it is, right? If just like a computer, if all the information was on display on your computer simultaneously, there's no way you could be able to use your computer. It's too much data. It's got to be filtered. So we have these different levels of mind doing the same exact thing, right? Again, if it was a personal computer, it might even be like trying to download the internet all at once, right? The internet is a good way of looking. You've got your personal computer, right? You've got your hard drive, the subconscious, and then you've got the internet that is the unconscious. And it's like, oh, let me download the entire internet to my computer. Good luck, right? Your computer is going to blow up, right? If it tried to do that, right? Same thing with your mind. It wouldn't be able to handle that. So we use all kinds of various meditative practices to slowly open up your minds up to that vast knowledge that is contained within the unconscious mind, right? If it happens too fast, it's going to be overwhelming potentially and mentally damaging.